Hello everybody and welcome back to another short mini-series of Process Pat. Today we're going to take the topic head-on of part-time versus full-time Scrum Masters. Now you may be a manager or a leader in your organization and you are looking to go through a transformation from waterfall or some undefined processes to more structured Agile frameworks such as Scrum or SAFe. And you may be going through the analysis of hiring full-time Scrum Masters, or just like most other managers, may be going through and asking questions to the team such as, hey, a team member can do this, right? We can just have our existing team members play the role of a Scrum Master. That way we can avoid the costs and the overhead associated with hiring full-time Scrum Masters. Or, hey, maybe we don't have to put the burden on that one individual team member. Maybe we can share the load with existing team members by rotating the responsibilities through the team. My answer to that would be, maybe. And I have never really seen it work really well beyond teams that are in the startup phase and everyone's wearing a lot of hats. They're very small and nimble. Anyways, and you have to assume that you are going to take a capacity hit at 1 to 2/3 their normal capacity for the engineer or the person that's playing that Scrum Master role on an interim basis. Now, beyond the capacity hit, there may also be a longer term resource cost. I've seen throughout my career that most of the time that you align an engineer to a Scrum Master role, that isn't where they wanted to take their career path. That's not why they were originally hired. They want to focus on developing code, testing code, delivering product to market. They do not want to be taking on, nor do many engineers have the skill set to play the role of Scrum Master and have a maximized impact on the team and the organization that they serve day to day. Now, the last thing that I have seen with this is that if they are successful, if the team ever gets pressured or if they're under the gun to deliver, or management is looking for them to deliver more, you're going to see that the Scrum Master responsibilities are going to be the first to drop. Like I said before, I've seen this maintained for a month or two before it gets chaotic, it becomes too much. They can't do both roles due to the capacity that they have. They can't allocate full-time responsibilities to two separate jobs. So they have to pick and choose, all right, am I going to allocate that towards a Scrum Master role and reduce my engineering role, or am I going to focus purely on my engineering role, dropping the Scrum Master responsibilities? And typically, that's what we will see to happen. So the question is, okay, well, what is going to drop? Well, if you have a good Scrum Master, these are just some of the things that Scrum Master is going to bring to your organization. Meeting facilitation. Now, a good Scrum Master is not just a meeting facilitator. I call those glorified meeting facilitators. They add value in many different ways, as you can see over here. Second is coaching the team, making sure that the team is focused on maximizing their ability to be agile and to deliver value to their team, making sure that they understand why we're doing the things that we are doing from a process perspective, and helping them to continue to get better and refining their skills within the Agile framework that we are adopting. Mediating through conflict. Now, this may be between a product owner and the rest of the Scrum team, a manager in the Scrum team, Scrum members within themselves. It's a Scrum Master. They're the first line of defense when it comes to this, and oftentimes the Scrum Master will help to remediate conflict within the team. Helping to lead to decisions. This ties closely with meeting facilitation, but making sure that we are able to drive to a decision, we're documenting those decisions, and then we are tracking them going forward. Focusing the team on the work that they have in process. There's always a lot of things that could really take the focus away from the team that are happening day to day. Scrum Master will really help to focus the team on making sure that they are completing against their sprint goals. Driving collaboration within the team, especially if they're virtual, but also driving collaboration outside of the team with other stakeholders, with other teams that need to collaborate for more holistic solutions. A lot of times that Scrum Master will be the glue that holds a lot of that together to ensure that you're maximizing collaboration at your organization. Protecting the team. So much like focusing to the team, we want to make sure that we are protecting the team from outside distractions and keeping them working against their sprint goals. A lot of times a Scrum Master will develop processes to make sure that the right things, the right questions are going to the right members of the team, or they're going to the product owner to be filtered first. Or a lot of times they're working with the team to get self-service type of information that other teams can leverage so that they don't have to go and impact the team and take them away from their work in progress. They're driving blocker resolution. So they will own and are accountable for tracking blockers and making sure that if they can't resolve it themselves, they're working with other stakeholders across the organization or with leadership to ensure that those blockers are being resolved and the team can continue against plan. Analysis of team metrics. Hopefully your teams have a trusting culture and those metrics are being used for good. These metrics are always will help the team identify trends and help them to be proactive in fixing things from a people process skill set perspective that will keep them moving in the right direction. A lot of times these metrics will help you to determine the root cause and to fix longer term problems that will help the teams become much more effective and efficient. Analyze work, the flow of work. So everything goes from a to-do to a done state. A lot of times there are many steps in between. And a Scrum Master's role, along with RTEs, is to analyze all the steps that have to occur in order to get work through that pipeline. What a good Scrum Master will do will focus in on the bottlenecks that are slowing down that work from going from a to-do state to a done state so that they can solve process inefficiencies, make the team more efficient, more productive, and simplify that we work on a day-to-day basis. Process improvement. This ties in very closely with coaching, but making sure that the Scrum Master understands all the processes, why we do the things we do, and working to simplify that we work on a day-to-day basis. Make it easier to work, make it more simple, reduce inefficiencies that make it more fun to be at work and to execute against your sprint goals. Understand the processes, make them more efficient, a great value add for a Scrum Master. Create a team atmosphere. A week ago we talked about creating a team and just being part of a team that truly gels. Well, you need the right atmosphere to do that. You need to have a trusting culture. You need to have teammates that are willing to call each other out, to have the hard conversations, and to communicate. Scrum Master, if you don't have that, will be part of the reason why you are able to develop a team that really gels, and it's all part of the atmosphere and making people feel comfortable to perform. Adherence to the definition of done and the definition of ready. Without this, you have chaos because you don't know when things are done, you don't know when they are ready, you have work that's coming through that's partially defined, and a lot of assumptions are made, and that results in either the delivery of something that wasn't intended or low or poor quality. Focus in on this first and foremost. I believe that this is truly one of the most important things that a Scrum Master can work on to ensure that their teams are following. Coach story decomposition, especially if the work that the team is working on is complex. This can be difficult. Make sure that the product owners are working to break down the work in a way that it makes sense so that you have something that's truly potentially deliverable at the end of every sprint. You may not choose from a business perspective to deploy it at the end of every sprint into a production environment, but at least you can go through the process of testing it end to end, integrating it, and making sure that you're working out all the kinks from day to day rather than waiting till the end of a deployment cycle. And the last is to continuously improve. We have the retrospective that is baked into our processes, but that's just one piece of the continuous improvement lens. It is structural, it is built in to every sprint, but a good Scrum Master will make sure that they are focusing day to day on ways that they can continuously improve. They're identifying the successes so that they can replicate them. They're identifying the failures so that teams don't fall over themselves over the same thing time and time again. They're using the retrospective process. They're picking one thing that they can improve on, and they are getting better on that and resolving it, and then moving on to the next thing so that their teams are continuing to improve. So this is just a short list of a lot of things that a good Scrum Master will bring to the table. So my advice to you is to invest in a full-time Scrum Master if your teams can benefit from the value that we just discussed. Again, thank you everybody. I really do appreciate the time today. Please make sure that you're liking and subscribing. Please engage. If you have any questions or comments, make sure that you're leaving them in the comments section. Thank you everybody. Have a great day. Get you some Scrum Masters. Bye.